extreme pleasure to bring up our next act. I have known this lady for a very, very long time, and we just reconnected. She is a card-carrying, fabulous woman. I know this because she started a club called the Fabulous Women, and she invited me to be in it. I had a little laminated thing in my wallet for a couple of years that said, "You are a fabulous woman," right? It was actually a fundraiser for Roxy Theatre, for Theatre Network. Val Brandt is a fabulous woman. And can I tell the story?
Sure.
Yeah. We got together some 20 years ago, a group of women at a country log cabin. And there was a wood-burning sauna out there. And so we're all out there drinking wine and being in the sauna. And the next thing we know, Kathy, who's the wild one in the group, she's fired up a snowmobile, and she's inviting nude women to go on a ride on the snowmobile, which we all did, right? And Val ended up writing a play about it called The Sauna, which was pretty awesome. She was a copywriter for years before tiptoeing into playwriting. Her very first play in the Edmonton 1989 Edmonton Fringe Festival was called The Puff and Blow Boys, and it drew from her experience growing up with her dad, who was a country veterinarian, who was a cowboy. And actually that was one of the inspirations for today. Her plays have been performed in theaters and festivals across Canada, and more recently, she's become a librettist for opera and has worked with John Eustachio and Alan Gilliland, and as well as creating art songs, jazz pieces, a cantata, and a song cycles. It is my very great pleasure to welcome to the stage the most fabulous Val Brandt. And this is the first time she's ever read poetry in public, so bear with me.
What do you mean by that? After that sauna story, what do you mean by that?
It's so good to be back in my hometown. I have good friends here. Thanks for coming. Several years ago, a friend of mine accepted a position as a composer in residence at a university in Miami, and he dragged his lovely wife away from her family and singing career in Vancouver. She was not happy about that. So a little while later, she asked him to write her a set of jazz songs in the Billy Strayhorn style, lots of words and of a particular era. And he phoned me and said, "Val, we got to write these songs right away." So I said I'd be happy to. And the lyrics turned out to be a little wine-soaked in a way, so we called them 3 Cabernet songs. This isn't where I thought I'd be, what I'd be, who I'd be by now. My plans are back on ice while I sacrifice another year of my life, giving more than I get, it seems, all for your dreams, your extremes. Who wrote that into the vow, anyhow? Then, just as I'm ready to say, I can't stay another day, it's more than I can bear, you touch me somewhere, and my words stop midair, and you take my breath away. You're not quite what I had in mind, an Einstein with a jawline, it's clear. What happened to the millionaire with the solitaire I planned to wear? When's it my turn to get the cream? What about my dreams, my screams? When is it my year, my dear? I open my mouth to say, I can't keep playing it your way. It's all so damned unfair. Then you go and touch me somewhere, and suddenly I'm gasping for air, and you take my breath away. I swear, you take my breath away. What am I doing here? The last place I thought I'd be seems everybody's coming on to someone but me. In another night or two, I know I'll be fine. But right now I'm out of practice, I'm out of small talk. And I'm out of wine. Out of love. I never dreamed that I'd be out of love. I'd forgotten how it feels, how long it takes to heal when everything's gone wrong. Forgotten how it feels after being head over heels so long, to be out of love. If only I'd felt a chill before our fire was gone. If I'd seen our moon turning into the cold light of dawn. I wouldn't be here drinking to our bitter end. I wouldn't be feeling out of sorts, out of the loop, and like a 4 out of 10. Out of love. I never dreamed that I'd be out of love. I'd forgotten how it feels, how long it takes to heal when everything's gone wrong. Forgotten just how it feels after being head over heels for so long to be out of love. Why did I walk in here? What was I thinking of? Will I do something dumb out of panic when push comes to shove? I'd be out of my mind to go back out of habit now that we're out of love. And don't let me go back out of pity, out of guilt, out of desperation, out of none of the above. Out of love. I never dreamed that I'd be out of love. I'd forgotten how it feels, how long it takes to heal when everything's gone so wrong. Forgotten just how it feels after being head over heels for so long. To be out of love, so out of love. I was on my own again, all alone and feeling unattractive. I looked at the mirror and all it could tell me was frumpy, lumpy. Every man I met was looking for jailbait. Me and romance had hit a stalemate. I was rating my assets and liking me less all the time. Then a friend of a friend said, hey, there's this guy, and we met, and he smiled. And I can't deny that a heartbeat later, I was back in my prime. All he said was hi, and my thighs got smaller. I was taller. One little hi, and I wanted to holler, I'm gorgeous again. I was full of hope, ready for love, and then he didn't call me. I went back and forth from the fridge to the mirror and got grumpy. I could feel the cellulite starting to form. My confidence jiggled. And I could have sworn that minute by minute, my body was going to pot. When he finally called, my life turned around. My sagging self-image got up off the ground. He said, can I see you? And ooh, I knew I looked hot. He walked in the door and said how he'd missed me, and could he kiss me. Nothing felt like before. He couldn't resist me. I was gorgeous again. I've never been so loved. Every day I'm feeling more attractive. Who could conceive I ever believed I was lumpy? Me, frumpy. I stopped counting cards when I discovered how good I looked in the eyes of my lover. Now I'm strutting my what's it and bearing my assets with pride. Well, this led to that, and he said, will you? And all I could think of to say was, I do, and I don't like to brag, but whoa, I made a beautiful bride. When he throws back the sheet and invites me to heaven, I'm an 11. I feel all that heat coming off the bed, and I know it sounds vain, but goodbye, plain Jane. I've got dancer's legs, Godiva's hair, I've got rich girl's teeth and a nice firm pair. I'm a babe, I'm a siren, I'm Sophia, I'm Mary, I'm gorgeous again. Thank you.